hey, a deny here, a deny there, and then all of a sudden you've denied 20 minions. It adds up. Every little bit counts.
Definitely. Well, make sure he's keeping up with DNZO this time. So it's 11-11 so far. And, you know, Glaive is actually quite a tough hero to be farming against Scarf because it's quite easy for Scarf to land the Spitfires onto him. And if you can continue to do that and keep the Fan Flames there going, make sure we'll have quite a tough time. But he's been doing all right so far. And then again, we do see Flash X kind of babysitting him in the lane there.
TSM gonna get real aggressive with this one. They really want to do that Glaive combo. They really saw what happened last round. Velocity, you know, just kept coming in. Aloha kept having these angles. So 2 for 2. We just respond here with strength. Velocity actually forced McShee back using that afterburn. This is gonna be just, you know, some safe city here for Dienzio. Even Flash not really looking that healthy. And Sky is just off doing whatever she needs to do. Call the Meek, but Aloha's gonna find her if she goes too much far forward.
Aloha's pretty low, so I think, you know, there's a good chance of Call the Meek actually being able to face off 1-to-1 quite successfully, considering that he just got that healing minion though. So it's going to be quite interesting. We're not going to be seeing a 1v1 just yet as Call the Meek safely teleports back home.
Yeah, Call the Meek's now level 4, McShee 3, but at the same time, Aloha's going to be hitting 5 fairly soon. And, well, Vaynes is actually 2. Vaynes needs to kind of spend some quality time with Dienzio here and make sure that he can get some of that Iron Guard gold experience and etc, etc. So, Aloha, again, just not going to have any trouble. We are ganging up here, TSM, 3-man unit. If they can find Dienzio, that's going to be a very dead dragon, but they haven't found that angle yet.
Yeah, every time we kind of see McShee angling for an afterburn, you know, Aloha and Vaynes are just sitting there in lane, so he's not really getting the opportunity and having to use his afterburn for a defensive repositioning instead, trying to get away from the aggression of Aloha there.
Now, Vaynes did actually have some vision out and about, so the scout trap did get popped. He should be able to just put down another one. Be very surprised if he wasn't just buying another one right now. Nope, he actually, yeah, so he does get actually that, he has the life spring ready to go, so the fountain's going to be not too far in the future. Cole does actually pick up that farm, and McShee's back to laning here as well.
It looks like it's going to be quite a kind of careful game coming out from both of the teams. Neither of them really looking for a fight that much. It was quite, you know, it wasn't looking great for Call the Meek there as he saw that he was on that healing minion. Thanks.
Sorry, Vaynes came out of one wall and the Aloha came out of the bush on the other side, and they just made themselves a flash sandwich. And wow, that they took down that pub very fast. Now McShee finally finds that afterburn on top of Dienzio, but who's actually going to get the better trade? Cole the Meek just goes right down to a few bars, and they just immediately collapse here from Velocity on top of that Glaive. That is now a very quick 2-0. The stun to level 6, that's the 3. It's a very much a delayed ace, but still it is a 3-0 turnaround.
Yeah, so that was a poor Call the Meek there, not going to escape from that Hell's Heart that just came out of Aloha. So I think what we saw there was McShee did land a very nice afterburn onto Dienzio though, but not quite enough damage was landed onto him. Aloha was able to build up the Spectral Smite stacks onto him, and it stopped him outputting enough damage, and he just kind of was just slowly chunking away there at McShee's health until he was dead.
All right, 1,000 gold advantage. We just picked up a few items here as well. Aloha has the Shiver Steel, and we have a fountain from Vaynes. At the 5-minute mark, this is pretty impressive stuff coming out of Velocity. So they've defended what's, you know, these kind of engages from McShee. They have not found that afterburn combo, though they might find it here because Dienzio, there we go, again, needs to back up, needs to keep very safe on these ones. And just, it's not working. So far, McShee on this laning Glaive is just not working.
Yeah, and I feel, especially when you've got a person like Call the Meek on your team who's known for having a very strong glaive, it just seems unusual having McShee play the glaive instead. And I've always kind of thought his playstyle has been more suited to the kind of person who does work from the back line. He just doesn't seem as comfortable having to be in the middle of things as a melee hero on that glaive. And I'm just gonna wonder how this is gonna impact on their play later on.
Aloha literally just walked up to McShee and made him use afterburn. That is the power right now that Velocity holds over TSM. It's not really a lot of gold, but it's a lot of momentum, it's a lot of mind games right now, because 0-3 from one bad engage is now going to lead us into a free gold mine. There doesn't seem to be a heck of a lot of information out there from TSM. Of course, you know, Flash X not getting those scout traps, and finally a little bit of a combo. McShee does get that kill, but he is going to pay for it.
Yeah, that's because he was in the turret long. He did get the kill on Dienzio, as you said, but he was taking a lot of aggro from the turret. Flash X did get caught out there by the Hell's Heart, so that was quite a big move there from coming out from Aloha and Vaynes. So we do see the kind of counter invasion coming out from Call the Meek and Flash, but I think this is going to be to their own detriment as Scarf is coming out of the base right now.
They found Flash. They're not going to find Cole. Man, that Spectral Smite. Yikes. 560 damage at the 6-minute mark is rather disgusting, but the backs were stolen out. Cole did get some really good farm right there. He's going to be able to pick up his own, because there they are, and they're spawning now, and he will hit that level 7 mark. But again, the gold, not really that different. Again, the pressure, though, in this lane. Mixi just used that afterburn away once more.
We've seen a lot of glaives, and they've been playing very aggressively from the start, and we are not seeing the same aggression come out from Mixi, and I think that's one of the biggest mistakes that they're making right now. Well, not a mistake, but it just feels like it is starting them from the back foot. It's not what they really need, especially against the Scarf and Crow that we've said is do so well in the late game.
Enzio not only has a little bit of shield, but now he has himself that broken myth. And coming into this one, big Dragon's Breath is going to be just kind of lighting up the team of TSM, but it doesn't really look like they condensed very well into Enzio. Well, they didn't take down that turret, but the turret is actually on top of Flash, who does survive through that one. I can't say the same for the Cole, though. Aloha was able to take him down, so they do trade it out 1 for 1. A lot of damage did land on top of that turret, though, so TSM might be able to get themselves a little bit of gold bonus in the near future.
Maybe trying to get those minions, but that is not a good move, because thanks to the wolves coming from the attack of the pack, Vaynes and Aloha know exactly where they are, so that does leave them to take down that tower very safely. So perhaps not the best move that we've seen coming out of Mixi and a Flash X there.
Are they going to go be chasing this one? Look at D'Enzio. He's hot on their trails, and, well, he should have a Spitfire or two. Mixi, though, they don't know where he is. Now, Mixi's going to be right there in front of D'Enzio with that face and the Afterburn. It's an easy cleanup right then and there, but they do now have to escape out of this. TSM is the 3-man unit. Aloha is going to split into the other direction. Vaynes will live through this one, but I can't imagine that this turret's going to be lasting too much longer.
Yeah, what was really nice in that team fight was that we saw Mixi managing to stick to D'Enzio 1v1. Mixi is so much more powerful against D'Enzio, and what we should have seen coming out from the Hammer's velocity was Aloha moving and switching focus onto Mixi instead, helping negate the damage, but that didn't happen, and we saw them picking up the kills very, very easily there.
So they actually went for the gold mine instead of the turret, which is probably the better of the moves. Gold mine respawns, the turret doesn't, and D'Enzio just gets punted into the middle. This is now starting to look rather dire for D'Enzio, as that has been so many afterburns into death. They do take down the glaive, but Mixi's starting to make his mark with this hero. Flash X is going to be delaying these guys. They're not going to find Cole, but they might actually find Flash. He doesn't have anywhere to go, and he's not going to get that return kill on Vaynes either. So it might be the death of D'Enzio, but it's still a better trade for Velocity, and Cole just goes right back to counter farming.
And you said that they went for the gold mine instead of the tower. That tower is quite low anyway, but Call the Meek is getting caught there by D'Enzio in the jungle.
Yeah, but I don't think D'Enzio actually picked up that farm whatsoever, and there's just no way you're going to be escaping D'Enzio when he's that close to your face, Sky or not. There's just no other targets for her to Surge Strike to.
Yeah, that was quite a massive problem. So that was an easy kill there going to Velocity. And this is a good opportunity for them to push onto the tower, especially in a 3v2 situation, where Scarf can easily poke away there and Mixi behind the turret.
Well, 10 minutes in, the first minion mine does go down. That's full cash and full marks going over to Velocity. If they go pick up the other one, then kind of like they have those super minions kind of pushing in. That will keep TSM more on the back foot. But of course, they don't want to do that as of yet, so we're going to be leaving that gold bonus for a little bit later. At a score of 9-5, it's still only about 1,000 gold between them.
And they're a turret down, and the Velocity turret is going to go down very fast, so we can expect it to even up. Flash X is taking a lot of damage though, so we do need to see a nice engage coming out, because he does have attack of the pack ready, and when he releases them, that will be
That's a big stun, right? You know, Vaynes, Flash, like somebody's going to be going down. D'Enzio, you can see he's just trying to get out of dodge, and now Mixi, will he actually drop to the burn and bleed? He will. That is not going to be a death on D'Enzio, and Aloha is just chasing down Cole as much as he can. Got to dip, duck, and dodge around the forward barrage, but it will be that ace going for Velocity, and now they themselves are going to be pushing forward on top of this turret.
I think the problem was there, we should have been seeing Flash X releasing his wolves there. They should have been the ones engaging first, but instead we saw Vaynes getting the jump on them and releasing his attack of pack first, leaving Mixi in a bit of a precarious position when he was in a 1v2 situation. He had the bleed on him as well, and that was what caused him to go down very quickly there.
Gold mine is just going to be donezo here. 11 minutes in. Well, we've taken a really good step forward towards the end of this game with 4,000 gold lead accrued. Velocity picks up not only an Eve of Harvest, but a second Shiver Steel. Yeah, that's a second Shiver Steel, one for Vaynes.
they're really trying to look to stick onto Call the Meek or Mixture. So Call the Meek very mobile here on that Sky, is able to Suri strike and forward barrage to safety. But with the two Shiver Steals and the gap closing abilities that you have there in Fortress's Truth of the Tube, it's gonna be very difficult for him to get away. And I think this is what Velocity are angling for, is just to take out Call the Meek very fast, because he is the squishiest hero there.
Do you know this minion that they just took in here in the jungle, the one that's been sitting on top of this minion mine since like the 4-minute mark? Because Sky is jungling, Vayne's put down that minion mine, and it has literally been something close to 8 minutes of vision for free from Velocity, because Glaive hasn't gone jungling at all. Like, there's actually no reason to go there. So, really fun stuff coming out of Vayne's. Good vision. The Hell's Heart is going to hit Flash by the end of it, and Aloha just motors on through. They're going to be looking to take down this Glaive. Mixie is just not looking so hot. Aloha will live through it, and I think he actually might live through this entire thing as well. There's the second and the third kill. The 3-0 makes it a 15-5 score, and Velocity is marching forward.
Yeah, we saw the engage coming out from Flash, which looks so promising for the Warhorn. But the problem was we saw Mixie also desperately trying to stick to DNZO. He doesn't have a Shiver Steel, and Vayne's cleverly Warhorned them to safety, so you couldn't get to them. He was in the middle of all the action, taking the Spitfires from DNZO and the damage from Aloha, who had already taken care of Flash, who was stunned for the majority of that fight there.
I mean, when you have what's the max stun on Hell's Heart?
I'm not quite sure, because it's with the distance, and I'm not actually sure the actual numbers there.
Well, it was a long time. Like, that was probably the longest throw that you could have gotten in that angle. And that, I mean, Flash just had nothing to do. I mean, when you're just twiddling your thumbs, clearing the stun, it's a powerful tool.
Well, that was a very bold move there that we saw coming out from TSM, trying to take that gold mine when they are on the back foot and without knowing where Velocity was.
But that scout trap is so much vision, so much free vision. Decent gold payout is collected, and well, TSM, like, they were seen a long way coming. That stun again on top of Flash. He's just standing there, still like something like 4 seconds. D'Enzio's gonna burn down. Golden Meek, Mixie's just not gonna hit the mark, and Flash drops immediately after. Unbeatable is Velocity. Somewhat true because they're in third place match, but they are rocking TSM right now.
Yeah, and we're seeing TSM desperately just trying to get into DNZO so much. They're trying so hard. We just saw Call the Meek Suri strike round to get to the other side of DNZO, but Vayne's and Aloha are just too good at protecting him. So he was able to reposition himself, get to safety, and come in with the Dragon's Breath and just destroy TSM there.
I think Aloha is just, again, next level right now. He's 11-1-5, 16 of 18 kills. That is a heck of a lot of infusions. Yeah, somebody call the unfair board, because this is just looking absolutely one-sided for Velocity. And again, a lot of us talk about D'Enzio. We really do like to hype him up, but Aloha for me right now is just kind of absolutely killing it.
Yeah, he's playing, his Hell's Heart have been absolutely on point every single time. He's been doing them at a really, really ridiculous range every single time, and that's not easy to pull off. I don't think he's missed one so far, and that's been so important in the team fights, is that whoever he stuns, he leaves him out of position. If it's Flash, they ignore him and just go straight onto Cull or Mixie instead. If they stun Cull or Mixie, they just focus on him, and there's nothing they can do about it because there's no reflex blocks on either Call the Meek or Mixie.
Bull's going to get as close as he can to that infusion. He's not going to pop it yet. He's going to wait till he gets a little bit closer, but honestly, like, he's so far behind. Flash is here, and they're just going to leave this Kraken. They don't need it. They want to get themselves a new Flash X fur coat. And Aloha, are you going to let this happen? No, it's going to be the burning, the fan the flames from that little dragon. And now with the puppies going out, they're saying, okay, we're not in danger. We can go finish up this Kraken. 2v3, it's just not going to matter how many infusions you have, TSM. This is happening, and at 7,000 gold advantage, I think it actually is going to happen.
As you pointed out, that mine there provided so much vision, and Flash X and Cull were separated there, so they knew that he was on his own. They were able to jump onto him very quickly and take him down, and they were able to get the Kraken off the back of it. And this could be the end of the game for TSM.
I mean, there's just no more money in the bank. They have double infusions on Mixie for, well, probably this entire next fight. Cole the Meek still has that crystal in his inventory, but past that, like, this is do or die time. I just don't think TSM's going to be able to hold. They are absolutely starved. It's 16 minutes in. There's just not enough punch right now to make this happen.
There's no defense going on Call the Meek, so it's very easy if Aloha sticks to him. She's the one that got stunned.
Yeah, Mixie just, no, he's barbecue now. Flash X soon to follow. Spitfire. Just has their number, and this is now an unwinnable situation. Meek, the only one still standing, is gonna try his best with the Surrey Strike, but Kraken, the ace, 22 kills to 5, and Velocity redeemed themselves from that Grand Finals loss back in the Winter Championships. They will take 3rd place here in the Spring Qualifiers #1. Congratulations to them. This must be huge for them.
Velocity were looking fantastic that game, and I've got to agree with you. Aloha was looking absolutely fantastic. He was doing so much as the Crow. He was the second support, and his Hell's Heart, we saw it there catching Mixie, and he was just shot down so fast because they were so starved. They don't have that much defense. They were just hoping to get the jump onto Velocity, but they were never quite getting the engage that they were looking for. So that was the end. Well, that was just a very short fight for all of them.
Blind pick, man, like, it's so radical, like how we have, when we get into the drafts, the games can be so very close, but some of these blind picks are just so out of this world predicted that it just becomes a slaughterfest. And Vames, DNZ, Aloha, this said, they gotta be happy about this one. Aloha out of his mind, definitely my MVP. We'll have to see what Rome says, but again, like, that one scout trap, I think, was so immensely useful the entire match that Vames, like, my heart goes out to you, man. That was fantastic. On that note, then, as Jinyi is just absolutely speechless about this, we are going to give it back to the desk, and we will set you up for the first game of the best of 5 finals coming up next.